I'm thinking about them, because what they are creating for all of us, it's unbelievable. But of course, and also our friends from we don't have time are telling that every single day. We need to make science great again. So we cannot just saying, okay, it's cool, the 900 years old people and the centenarians. No, I need to show the numbers, start to measure, and try to create models to bring this kind of way of living in our world. Because of course, our life in big cities is completely different. So now the big challenge is not to go over there and transform completely our life. We need to adapt and see how all of that can be a source of learning for all of us in our daily life. And we decided to start to connect the dots and start to invest on reconnecting with people and using the framework of the SDGs just as a map that could connect with the integral ecological vision. And we understood that to make it happen, we are private. We have been always working with startup, industries, the private sector. And we always thought that we could go faster being alone. But over there, we started understanding that only working together with the mayors, together with the local administration, could become something that could help to transform the entire ecosystem. And we started collecting the pieces like a big, big puzzle. Understanding that, yes, now we have the framework, but we needed also to empower people, because the level of mental illness, disconnection, we work with thousands of youth every year in schools, youth from all over the world. The level in the last 6 years have been going like crazy. Families are completely disconnected. And so we understood that we needed to empower leaders and youth. And this is what happened. So in the campus, we started organizing our regeneration trainings for leaders, policymakers, and youth all together. So all our sessions are putting together farmers unions, fishermen, innovators, designers, artists, leaders, youth,
incredibly important
together.
To achieve all of our sustainable development goals. If we can figure out how we can feed the world in a more sustainable and equitable way, how we can restore our biodiversity, our soil health, whilst doing so, and if we can also make that more inclusive, including making it work for the farmers, I think we can solve most of the world's problems. Currently, we're on the wrong trajectory. So what you're doing here is important. It's beyond importance, I would say. You bring together key opinion makers, key influencers, and key practitioners in the food system. Not only to spend some time together to listen to each other and enhance our knowledge, but also to seek solutions for these burning issues we've actually dealt with for decades and frankly haven't found yet a suitable solution that would work for all.
And of course, this is a big, big, big challenge, but we are keep going. And during this kind of events, lots of things happen. And during this year, lots of people, and of course, when you're here in Davos overall, you meet lots of investors. They're asking you, okay, what you're doing? I'm in education. Okay, how many millions people are you training? I'm not training millions people. And they were complaining because we are not too digital. And at some point I told them, I don't want to be too digital. Because when you take youth in our Climate Shapers program to have this kind of experiences, they completely change their life. If you teach them out of a 12 minutes video, you're not changing their life. You can give them numbers, but you are not inspiring them in a way that they take action and start to transform their communities. So this is what is happening every single day at the campus, here in Japan, in Iceland, in every part of the planet where we are running the Climate Shapers Bootcamp. And this was a program that started in 2019 together with FAO. We started targeting some topics. We need to regenerate our cities. We need to save our oceans. We need to protect our biodiversity. We need to start to see food as a tool to build diplomacy. And we started working, organizing boot camps that are involving people, always youth, but also leaders together, in this kind of experiential experiences. And on top of that, of course, keep going, connecting the dots. The big goal is to save the planet, to care about humanity. Everyone is struggling with the interconnection between climate and health. And we started thinking, okay, we need to learn something from this community. And we started being very fascinated by this concept of the algorithm for longevity. And we started using our campuses literally as a source to collect all the data input, but also using the citizens as our ally, using the fishermen as our ally. And we started literally seeing on the data how much the environment, but also the food we're eating and the soil from where our food comes from and the water from where our fish come from impacts on our health. What I'm talking about when I'm talking about health is, of course, parameters of longevity, but also fertility. I'm mom of 2 boys. And I understood and I found on those papers that in the 2 places that you see here, comparing the level of fertility in youth between 18 and 25 years old, there is a gap that goes from the 30 to the 70% of fertility. So when we're talking about how much we're going to feed 10 billion people by 2050, I'm thinking about 2100 or 200 years from here. We're not going to be 10 billion. And one of the reasons is because humankind is going to be less fertile. So the campus became a big hub, and we are hosting lots of research initiatives where we are proving what we're saying. We want to learn from the data and from what is happening. And going on, of course, we understood that food was the most powerful tool, and we are learning also from Mediterranean diet. This is what is happening. We see that tables are our place where we can build peace. And so this is just to give you an idea of what is happening. So the convivium for us is a cornerstone, is a pillar, because around the table no one is fighting. Around the table, magical things happen. Napoleon was always saying that he was traveling with his chef, because if you put people around the table, you can start talk. So my invitation is always that each time we gather around the table, we are honoring our past, we can celebrate and care about each other, but we are also taking responsibility towards our future. This is our Sunday lunch in Pollica, and this actually is the Day of Mediterranean Diet that proudly, thanks to FAO, from this year we're going to celebrate in the World Day of Mediterranean Diet on the 16th of November. But this is what is happening around the table. But for us, gastrodiplomacy is also this. So I want to have here on stage with me, Sandhya. Where is Clarissa? Clary, come here, please. Because during this week, and here you see just some of the images of what was happening here, I wanted to have them here because they are a powerhouse. And last year, you're amazing, girls. So Clarissa, she's the big machine behind the campus. So the thousands of youth that are coming are all led by this lady. And when I called her, hey, take the car, come in Davos, we need your help, you need to be here. She said, okay, boom. She drove up to Davos to help us. And Sandhya, she is our lead of the Food Alchemist team. The Food Alchemist team is made by food scientists, biologists, the designers, and of course also gastronom and a nutritionist. And they're all coming together. So since the beginning, we understood that using food to start and spark thoughtful conversation was amazing. And every year I was coming in Davos and I was super frustrated because you were seeing caviar and champagne. And I was wondering, yes, but there's beautiful Alps around. For sure there are producers. And so last year with Sandhya, we said, okay, we need to go in Davos before. We need to start calling farmers. And we did that. At the beginning, it was super tough because people were scared. When we were calling saying, hey, we would love you to come here and to help us. We are within the summit. And they were saying, no, we're going to be away. We said, no, please, we're coming. We don't want to cook things that we're bringing from all over the world. And we did that. So, of course, this is part of what we're doing. We try literally to be what we're preaching and to be coherent as much as we can. And I have to thank you for the incredible work you have been doing, cooking at night. You don't even imagine what was our kitchen during this week. And thank you so much for the work you're doing here at the Climate Week in New York and in our campuses. So for us, gastrodiplomacy is a serious thing. We're not just talking about gastrodiplomacy. We were eating and tasting, and it's a pleasure to work with you girls. Last thing, bioregional transition has been the big keyword for us this week. For us, this is, of course, something that we are trying to spread in conferences like we did this week, but for us, it represents the future lands. Future lands are the places where we are acting, like Pollica, but also regenerative cities. Our hub in Tokyo, in Japan, of course, we are working with Hoki Island, the most beautiful places in Japan, but our hub is in Tokyo. How you combine Pollica and longevity with the life in Tokyo? That's super crowded. But together with Tokyo Tatemono, since 6 years, they started coming in Pollica. They started connecting with farmers. They started seeing that this city are dying. The big cities are dying, are ghost town. There's no life. Those overall the financial districts. And so we started learning together, and we started this big bioregional plan, and together with them we said, okay, we need to regenerate cities. We have not to keep going, building, creating spaces that basically are empty of life. And this is actually what we launched at the New York Climate Week together with them, and we are now collecting lots of other cities that are starting regenerative projects that are caring about the rural areas and building bridges. And of course, we are going to the end, the other big topic, and I'm happy because this year here at Davos we have been hearing a lot about ocean, the need to save the ocean. We have our friend here in the audience that is working on that, and this is for us one of the priority. And here, an invitation for you. Also for the GreenUp team, the Climate Hub gang, and so on. We are the organizers of the Venice Climate Week. Of course, Venice. Close your eyes, think about Venice, think about 30 years. There's no going to be any Venice because the sea level is rising. And so, of course, organizing a climate week over there, it's pretty intense because you touch the level of risk in which we are. So every year from the 3rd to the 8th of June, we are in Venice. You're all invited not to come and listen because everyone who's coming in Venice is coming and doing, coming and sharing projects, coming and connecting. And we're very proud because for us, the Venice Climate Week is an opportunity to nudge the fact that people are adopting new policies that are needed. Last year, we started a working group during the week together with mayors, together with scientists, together with activists and the social community to create a law, to create blue communities in our country. And now there is an amendment that is under the vote to create blue communities and policies dedicated to that. So every time we organize something, it's not just an event to hug each other and have fun, but there's always a meaning. We always want to do something that can create an impact. And here I leave you with our Venice Climate Week.
We're better to pay our respects to our very special water planet in the universe than in Venice, the oldest water city on our planet. These 6 days will be a clarion call to cities around the world that water animates all of life on our unique little home in the universe.
What really lies beneath those pictures are human lives.
But what I'm suggesting here is this is a new development that we have not seen before, because we have to follow the waters. The climate events do not care about political boundaries. The floods, the droughts, the heat waves, the wildfires, the hurricanes, the typhoons, they affect specific ecosystems.
Siamo tornati a prima della fondazione dell'IPCC. Siamo tornati a
before
prima
the
della
creation
Convenzione
IPCC.
Quadro sul clima di Rio de Janeiro.
We
Qui
went
si
back
pensa a fare
before
bombe,
Rio
non pannelli solari.
agreement. We're thinking about creating bombs,
Bisogna
not solar
cambiare
panels.
in fretta
We
se
need to
vogliamo
change
che ci sia un
fast.
risultato, altrimenti quando prende quella linea rossa non torni indietro
Because if not, there's not
in
going to
10
be
anni,
any hope.
forse
And
torni
no
indietro in
solution in
10.000.
10
Il mio
years,
messaggio nella
but in
bottiglia
10,000 years.
è questo, non possiamo aspettare. Il momento della militanza è proprio adesso.
Poveri, c'è l'ottimismo, optimism is a duty, è un dovere, ma perché è un dovere? Perché l'ottimismo è legato al futuro.
Ci deve essere una sorta di comunque alleanza.
Mi accendete il collegamento con Washington? Credo che già ci stessi sentendo Jeremy Rifkin. Jeremy, are you with us? Welcome back. Il sindaco Brugnaro, l'amministrazione, Jeremy Rifkin sono scambiati un testo. Jeremy Rifkin sta già facendo il lavoro di questo tipo con il Parlamento
the
europeo.
water declaration
Venezia arriva
that has
prima del
been
Parlamento
signed by
europeo.
8,000
Siamo felici di
mayors.
questo.
As I said, I think that the time is now to act and to say that the city need to stay together and launch an alliance for a new Blue Deal. Venice is the best city to talk about it and to start this alliance with all the city in the world.
Abbiamo firmato qua a Venezia la Venice Water Declaration che porterà a Venezia tra un anno 100 sindaci da tutte le città del mondo a parlare del Blue Deal.
Quindi come se ne esce? Se ne esce evitando che ci sia un sentimento antiscientifico in cui gli esperti vengono irrisi, in cui in qualche modo appunto non si crede più nella scienza.
And so, thank you, Venice, for showing us the way for so long, and now for being hopefully first in show, to call on our fellow cities around the world to follow suit with a second name, Planet Acqua, this beautiful little home of life on this universe.
So, considering that the 70% of the world is made by aqua, water, we need to call ourselves Planet Acqua and citizens of this Planet Acqua. You're all invited in Venice, and you have seen youth there. We are working with more than 5,000 youth along the country with public debates, training them on how to debate, to talk without arguing, without fighting. But they need to learn about the topic and debate about the climate issues, because if you want to learn about this topic, you need to, of course, source every information and rely on science, and then to be able to talk everywhere, at every level. Youth are involved, scientists are involved, mayors are involved, and of course, UN agencies and the broader society is all called to come. And I want to leave you with the last sentence, and I have to thank the COPEX team and the community around COPEX, because last night, we had our call together with Marine and with a bunch of amazing weavers from all around the world. They were basically calling us. They wanted to learn what were our learning out of this Davos. And a professor from Berkeley was sharing this sentence from Milton Friedman, and I think that I'm going to go back with this on my mind. Only a crisis, actual or perceived, produces real change. When that crisis occurs, the actions that are taken depend on ideas that are lying around. That, I believe, is our basic function, to develop alternatives to existing policies, to keep them alive and available until the politically impossible becomes the politically inevitable. So I think that our responsibility now is to inspire others and to go back to that. We need to be brave to imagine. We need to believe, and we need to act. So I have to thank you all, to thank deeply the GreenUp, because GreenUp has a huge, not only responsibility, but is making a huge, among everything, a huge impact. Please come here with me, because I think that the entire community deserve, I think, not only big applause for you, but even much more, because the role that you have been playing for Davos, for the entire summit within those years, and we were not knowing each other in the past, but I was always here. what I basically learned in this theater, the connection, the friends that now are my friends that I made in your bar during these years, you don't even imagine. You need to start to count the impact you're doing also through that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you all for being here today, this morning. Now we need to eat, so of course the invitation is to go into the gastrodiplomacy.
We do need to eat, but I cannot let you go without a really small food present from our region.
Okay.
A vegan nut cake from the Grisons region, Grigioni, especially for you, and also some more for the team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And to all, I want to say it's with partners like these that it's just such a joy to work, because they are the ones that are making it happen. And it's been lovely having you here. And please come back. And let's eat.
Dankeschön. 1 minute? Okay, yeah, great. Welcome, everybody. So 1 minute, you can play the video. Bring. It will be right now.
Greetings to you all from Connecticut.
So 1 minute, you can play the
We've all
video.
been sharing this moving experience of watching Wisdom of Happiness, spending an hour and a half
right now.
with the profound and illuminating presence of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. This film is an invitation to enter an open, yet radical, I think, space that includes
to you all from
Connecticut.
So 1 minute,
A resetting of
play the
we've all been
video.
sharing this
we
moving
think we are.
experience of watching Wisdom
and
of
how
Happiness,
we
spending
experience
an
the
hour
world.
right now.
the
And also our higher
responsibility
responsibility
to that world we share and to each other. This
To
film is an
feel,
invitation
to act
to
together,
enter
reminding us
an
that we're all
open,
deeply
yet
interconnected.
radical, I think, space.
It invites us
That
to
includes
re-envision
you all from Connecticut.
what
So
our
1 minute,
shared
A resetting of
world
we've all
of
been sharing this moving
we are living
experience
together.
Yes, please. Esse é um ator famoso. Richard Gere. Aqui de manhã estavam apresentando um filme do Dalai Lama.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me in the mic? Okay, great. I apologize for this small technical glitch. How are you doing? Good? Tired after all this World Economic Forum crazy week? Happy and compassionate after watching the Wisdom of Happiness movie with His Holiness Dalai Lama? Amazing. That's amazing. I'm very, very happy, very glad to hear. That's our intention today, to uplift the closing of the World Economic Forum week with a message of happiness, wisdom, and compassion. So thank you so much for joining today. My name is Álvaro Guirao. I'm the founder of a Swiss nonprofit called Wisdom Health. It started in 2020 during the World Economic Forum week, precisely for this purpose: how to restore coherence as a human collective between our current situation and our goals as a human species. We do this by doing activations like this in Davos during the WEF Climate Change Conference. We've done as well programs and hosting many kind of retreats. We heard the Dalai Lama talking about the importance of the mind, understanding your own emotions, to be able to calm yourself, to foster dialogue for innovation, new ideas and solutions for a prosperous and peaceful world for all of us. And this takes effort. It requires understanding science of mind. And with that being said, we ready? We are going to have a few words. Very kindly, Richard Gere sent us to open this discussion. Yeah, we can play the video. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. Greetings to you all from Connecticut. But we've all been sharing this moving experience of watching Wisdom of Happiness, spending an hour and a half with the profound and illuminating presence of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. This film is an invitation to enter an open, yet radical, I think, space that includes absolutely everyone. A resetting of who we are, of who we think we are, and how we experience the world. And also our higher responsibility to that world we share and to each other, to feel and to act together, reminding us that we're all deeply interconnected. It invites us to re-envision what our shared world could be, living together with kindness, warm-heartedness, and deep wisdom, with skill and courage, strength, and responsibility, grounded in the understanding that none of us stands apart from the whole, not apart from each other. It's an honor to welcome you all to the Wisdom Leadership Panel here at the Climate Hub during the World Economic Forum, presented by Wisdom Health. This discussion right now is about connection and shared vision. It's about taking the timeless, essential truths of inner and outer wisdom and compassion that we've just experienced with His Holiness and applying them to the great crises of our time. I think very importantly, navigating a world dominated by some very reckless and unreliable leaders. We're here to bridge deep, empathic insight with real, practical strategies, supporting worthy leaders and innovators like yourselves, hopefully, in fostering a more respectful and kind, ethical, and sustainable human approach to the challenges facing our world. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Be well.
Thank you so much, Richard. Thank you for your kind words. And well, I will briefly introduce myself. My name is Álvaro, and I started doing scientific research on the human mind and emotions in University Autónoma of Madrid, support to establish a research lab called Empathic Reactive Media Lab. I have a training in computer science, and I was just curious why we suffer and how can we have more peaceful, happy relationships. And I came from this very rational approach, looking at mind and body. And through this, I was invited to give a conference in China, in a Buddhist conference in Shenzhen, with the Woodenfish Foundation, to do a conference between Buddhism and neuroscience. And then it really made total sense for me. You know, when I started to read everything about inner science from the Buddhist perspective, understanding mind, I found it very revealing. So then went into study more Dharma and less only machines and physical brain. And in the last 3 years, I spent half of my time in retreat, like 6 months a year in meditation. And I achieved much more progress than any other scientific and technological studies I have done in my entire life as a human being. So very revealing. And I create this platform to express that we have to learn more from ancient traditions, and we have to apply effort as well to train ourselves, to transform ourselves, so we have correct attitude and energy for the solutions that we plan to collaborate and amplify in the world through more wisdom and compassion. So with that being said, I would like to welcome our Wisdom Leadership panel today. We are very privileged to come today with Chief Nishiwaka from the Yawanaba tribe, who very kindly accepted the invitation to share another perspective of wisdom leadership from the perspective of the indigenous communities of the Amazon and their relationship in harmony with their tribe and with nature. Chief Nishiwaka is a leader from many generations. See, he holds this innate wisdom through generations' legacy. So we are very privileged to have him today. And I would like to welcome you, Nishiwaka, today. Bienvenido. And kindly ask you to open the space for this conversation with prayer.
Kanaro chiritete, kanaro chiritete, chiriteite, no ma mahe. No ma mahe, no ma mahe. Kanaro chiritete, kanaro chiritete, chiriteite. Mato no ma, mato no ma, mato no ma, mato no ma, hey, Iana.
Thank you so much, Chief. Muchas gracias. Nishiwaka, could you please share with us what is the essence, the heart of wisdom?
A essência para nós é o amor, a paciência.
For us, the essence is love, patience.
Primeiro você se ama. Quando você se ama, você sabe amar o próximo.
First you love yourself, and when you know how to love yourself, then you can love the other.
Você é grato.
You're
você é uma pessoa amada.
And you become a beloved person as well.
Você está em equilíbrio.
And that's what brings a balance.
E você pode enxergar todos os seres vivos.
When you're in that balance, you can see all living beings.
E manter a harmonia.
And be in harmony.
Com a terra.
With the earth.
Com a água.
With the water.
Com a floresta.
With the forest.
Com os animais.
With the animals.
E com todo o universo.
And with all the universe.
Se você não tem amor, se você não tem paz,
if you don't have love, if you don't have peace,
você não vai encontrar o equilíbrio.
You will not find the balance.
E muita paciência. Tem que ter muita paciência.
And a lot of patience is needed.
Eu venho de uma família tradicional.
I come from a traditional family.
De líderes.
Of leaders.
Muito tempo.
For a long time.
Minha família, eu não sei quantos séculos.
I don't know how many centuries.
Conduzem meu povo.
My family is guiding my people.
E todos eles foram líderes espirituais.
And all of them are spiritual leaders.
Eu venho dessa família.
I come from that family.
E honro essa linhagem.
And I honor that lineage.
Com toda a força do meu coração.
With all the force of my heart.
Ser leal comigo.
To be loyal.
E com minha ancestralidade.
With myself and my ancestry.
Assim eu vou cuidar da minha família.
And that's how I take care of my family.
Com muito amor.
With love.
Da minha esposa.
Of my wife.
Dos meus filhos.
My children.
De toda a minha comunidade.
And the whole community.
E toda a natureza.
And all the nature around us.
Não sei se respondi a sua pergunta.
Sí. You answer perfect to the question. Thank you so much. Gracias.
Perfecto.
The Dalai Lama teaches us that compassion is the wish for others to be free from suffering. But at a forum like this, during the World Economic Forum and all our events, compassion must be paired with courageous action. We have the technology, the resources, and the data to solve many of the world's greatest problems. But we often lack the moral compass, the wisdom, to make the difficult choices required. We need leaders who can regulate their own inner landscape, oftentimes of fear and greed. As the Chiefs has explained us, through deep connection with ourselves, with others, and with nature, and use that inner stability to make bold, compassionate decisions for the global collective. Wisdom leadership is therefore not soft. It is a robust, resilient form of leadership. Chief Nishiwaka. Could you please share your perspective, the meaning of compassion and action, please?
Na nossa criação,
in our creation,
a história da nossa criação,
the story of our creation.
O primeiro nosso chefe,
our first leader,
chama Rua,
whose name was Rua.
É como se fosse rei.
It's like he was like a king.
Mas é muito maior do que esses reis que nós temos por aqui.
But it was much bigger than the kings that we see around here.
Porque eles são pessoas amadas.
Because those were really beloved people.
Adorado.
Adored men.
Por todo o seu povo.
By everybody in the nation.
Esse homem,
that man,
ele sabe falar a língua das crianças.
He knew how to speak the language of the children.
Dos adolescentes.
Of the teenagers.
Dos jovens.
Of the youth.
Das mulheres.
The women.
Dos homens.
Of men.
Dos guerreiros.
Of the warriors.
Dos homens medicina.
Of the medicine men.
dos historiadores,
the historians,
ele sabe comunicar
he could communicate
com todo mundo.
with everybody.
Ele sente a dor
He could feel the pain
de todo o seu povo.
of all of his people.
E ele comemora a vitória do seu povo
And he celebrates the victories of
com
his
todos
people
eles.
with everybody.
Eu venho dessa tradição.
So I come from that tradition.
Para nós estar em paz.
For us to be in peace.
É eu ver minha família bem.
It's important for me to see my family.
Eu ver as crianças com saúde.
Need to see the children
As
with
crianças
health.
brincando.
The children playing.
Com seus pais.
With their parents.
Com outras crianças.
With other children.
Chefe está feliz.
Then a chief
líder está feliz.
A leader is happy.
Porque mantém a ordem.
Because there's this order,
da harmonia,
this order of the harmony
do seu povo.
Of your people.
É muito maior do que a palavra compaixão.
It's bigger for us than just the word compassion.
É viver uma energia espiritual sempre coletivo.
It's always living in a spiritual energy that is always collective.
E sempre está pronto para servir.
And always being ready to serve.
Hoje, no meu mundo,
for today in our world, in my world,
o que eu peço ao Criador que me dê saúde.
The only thing I ask to Creator is to give me health.
Quando nós conquistamos algum objeto, quando conquistamos alguma coisa material,
every time we conquer something material,
inclusive dinheiro,
even money,
nós falamos como a luz do dia.
We speak with the light of the day.
A gente não bota em banco.
We don't put it in a bank.
A gente não bota em código.
We don't put it in code.
Para ninguém não saber.
So that nobody knows.
Na minha comunidade não.
In my community, it's
no
not
meu
like
povo
that.
não.
In my people, no.
É uma conquista de uma nação.
It's a conquest of a nation.
E temos que dividir todos.
And we need to share and divide.
Quando cada membro da comunidade tem objeto que eles precisam,
when everybody in the community have the objects on the tools they need,
o seu líder,
their leader,
é sempre abraçado pelo seu povo.
Is always embraced by his people.
Porque ele se sente a mesma igualdade.
Because he feels he is in the same level of equality.
Com o mesmo direito.
With the same right.
Não porque eu sou chefe.
It's not because I'm a chief.
Eu tenho que acumular tudo para mim.
That I have to accumulate and have all the things for myself.
E decidir o que é que eu posso dar para cada pessoa da minha comunidade.
Decide what to give to whom in my community.
Isso não é meu.
That's not mine.
Eu sou líder.
I'm a leader.
Eu sou guardião.
I'm a guardian.
Eu tenho que devolver a nossa família.
I have to give back to my family.
É assim que nós vivemos.
This is how we live.
É assim que nós organizamos nossa casa.
This is how we organize our home.
E não temos problema.
And we don't have much problem.
Nós não temos perseguição.
We're not being prosecuted.
Não temos discussão.
We don't have discussions.
Não temos inveja.
There's no envy.
Não se traímos.
There's no treason.
Por causa de quê?
Why would we do that?
Porque nós compartilhamos tudo.
We share everything.
Essa é a nossa compaixão.
That's our compassion.
Gracias. Chief, many of the leaders in this room and watching us in the live stream manage vast, complex systems. Companies, nations, technologies. What is the single most vital lesson from your traditional multi-generational leadership that a CEO or a head of a state must adopt today to truly be a wisdom leader?
Eu não entendi bem a pergunta.
Então, dentro da sua tradição, do seu povo, o conselho que eu poderia dar de como deve ser um líder, que possam entender essas lideranças de companhias, de países, que estão dirigindo organizações muito complexas.
É bem... É difícil para mim falar.
It's very hard for me to say.
Porque eu venho de um mundo completamente diferente.
Because I come from a very different world.
Eu venho do mundo coletivo.
I have from a world of the collective.
Eu venho do mundo de comunidade.
I come from the world of the community.
Eu falei aqui na outra pergunta.
Just as I said before.
Né? Hoje um dos grandes esses líderes que dirigem essas grandes companhias.
Today, these leaders, the people who are leading these big corporations, companies,
são pessoas muito importantes.
These are very important people.
Para o atual e para o futuro do nosso planeta.
For the present and for the future of our planet.
O que eu vejo é como fosse os espíritos desses grandes dirigentes.
What I see is that it's like the spirits of these great leaders
separaram do corpo.
They are separated from their bodies.
O espírito está longe do corpo.
The spirit is far from the body.
Assim, nós não temos força.
Like this, we don't have the force.
Nós não temos como fosse. Não estamos seguros.
There's something that we're not fully sure.
Nós não estamos alinhados.
Because we're not fully aligned.
Com o divino.
Aligned with the divine.
Porque nós estamos muito materialistas.
Because we have become too materialistic.
Nós estamos muito ligados ao nosso ego.
We have become too closely tied to our own egos.
A gente precisa se reconectar novamente.
And we need to reconnect again.
Com a nossa espiritualidade.
With our spirituality.
Isso não quer dizer que uma pessoa não pode ser dono de grandes companhias.
Being in spirituality doesn't mean that you cannot be the owner of a great company.
Mas essas pessoas podem ajudar muito.
Those people can help a lot.
Quando um grande chefe de companhia,
when a leader, a chief of a company,
ele está conectado com a sua ancestralidade,
is connected to his ancestry,
com a cultura,
with his culture,
com o espírito,
with his spirit,
ele vai saber,
he will know,
cuidar da sua empresa.
He will know how to take good care of his company.
Que essas empresas não poluam. Que essas empresas não trazem o desequilíbrio.
So that these companies don't bring pollution, then they don't bring unbalance.
Do nosso meio ambiente.
In our environment.
Nós estamos vivendo agora um tempo de mudanças climáticas.
We're living in a time of climate change.
Nós estamos vendo um desequilíbrio.
There's a great unbalance.
Não é o sol que está desequilibrado.
It's not the sun who is out of balance.
Não é a água.
It's not the water who is out of balance.
Não é a floresta.
It's not the forest.
É o homem.
It's man.
É nós que estamos desequilibrados.
It's us who are out of balance.
Se nós se equilibramos,
and if we find the balance,
nós podemos continuar com nossas grandes companhias.
We can continue with our big corporations, companies,
fazendo bem para o homem e para o meio ambiente.
doing good things for humans and for the environment.
Então nós precisamos reeducar o nosso conceito da economia.
We actually need to re-educate ourselves in a new concept of economy.
Não sei se isso.
Gracias, jefe. Muchas gracias. My final message is a call for a curriculum of the heart in global leadership. We have excelled at educating the mind, but we have neglected the heart. Wisdom leadership requires us to integrate the three aspects of our heads, our strategic brilliance, executive, our hands, courageous action to implement this change. But this needs to be rooted and grounded in our heart with wisdom and compassion, ensuring that the why, the intention, is always for the maximum benefit of the whole planet. With that, today I'm very happy to announce we are launching a platform called MAR, for mindfulness, altruism, art, and regeneration. A return to what we truly are. Water remembers before names, before ambition, before identity, there was water. Moving, holding, cleansing, transforming. Water teaches us what the mind often forgets, how to flow without force, how to hold without possession, how to give without asking anything in return. The ocean does not rush, yet it reaches every shore. It listens, it adapts, it regenerates itself endlessly. How so do we when we remember who we are? Do we have the pens, Carolina? Yes, can we share with the participants? Okay, so then I invite you to do engage, participate here in the room. If you're watching the live stream, you can join us too. In this, by the way, mar means ocean in Spanish. To have these waves of mindfulness, altruism, art, and regeneration, I'm going to invite you to do a simple practice. The team is distributing some pens and papers. So please hold your pen and your paper with yourself. Maybe, can you give one to the chief? It would be great to have his painting too. And to Claude, here. Yeah, we want to participate too. Yeah. So then, I explain, and Claude, you translate to the chief. Okay. So bring awareness to yourself. Just take a few seconds. So hold your pen and your paper. If you're watching the live stream from your couch, bring awareness and take 1 conscious minute to calm the mind and connect inward. You might want to close your eyes, focus your attention in your body, in your breath. Let's bring awareness to yourself. From this awareness to yourself, to your body, to your breath, to your mind, give rise to loving kindness and compassion. Open your heart. Give rise to a wish to care for others, for nature, for animals, for all living beings and creatures in our beautiful planet Earth. Observe this feeling of love, kindness, and compassion. Wish for happiness and freedom from suffering. And as you have this feeling, observe if an image rises in your mind. And whenever you feel ready, you can open your eyes and you can draw that feeling in the paper you have in front of you. You might want to draw, you might want to take a picture with your face, or you might want to upload a picture of nature, whatever feeling, artistic expression is calling you. If you're in your house, you might want to chant, sing. You might want to dance. Express yourself. Give rise to your creative expression. Open yourself. Share your positive feelings with others. A wave from your heart to reach the shore of the heart of others. And when you get your drawing, don't take too long, okay? We have limited time. Already over time. Thank you so much to our host for the extra time. Then you can scan the QR code that is in the screen to join this movement and make a pledge. Yeah. Take a picture of your drawing first. Okay? Take a picture of you need a picture of your drawing, otherwise you cannot upload anything. So take a picture of the drawing and then scan the QR code, please. And then we're going to share this feeling for the regeneration of nature, for the regeneration of human systems, for the regeneration of energy, politics, food systems, family systems, nations, cultures, indigenous communities, all ancient wisdom traditions, regenerate, protect, restore. And then scan the QR code. Okay? Okay, you got it? Okay, everybody got it? There's a bigger one here. Okay, and now please click the link so I show you what's going to happen. Then you see this website. Then you click Join the Matter Wave. Okay, go click please Join the Matter Wave. Okay, and then go down at the bottom of the website. Can you scroll down? Yeah. And say, Join the Matter Wave. Yes. And then go scroll down. And then confirm my Mar pledge. And then here you click up, take a pop photo or choose one. So you can upload from your phone, or you can just take a picture and upload it right now, or even from a link. Okay, then click the cross, so you then upload. Then all the wisdom pledges going live. You go to the top of the website. Then we see everybody in the room and from home start to join. We have already 4 people join. And then click in the right corner, that icon with the wave, and then see the wall. And then we can see wall. Click wall. And then we can see, yeah, exactly, that's great. Very beautiful. And then we can see everybody sharing their love and kindness for others. And then if you go into any picture, I think if you go a little bit more down. Wow, so many uploading already. Okay, I don't know exactly. There is a way to share in social media. I don't know exactly. My son created this website. It's a family non-profit initiative. So then somewhere, somehow, you can click and share in your social media, okay? I don't know exactly how right now. And then if you're interested to join a community of individuals or organizations to amplify wisdom and compassion in the world, you go to the right corner again, again this sign of this wave, yeah? Click there, and then you say Join Mar. And then you join this ocean of individuals and organizations that want to collaborate, build alliances, have conversations about wisdom, compassion, and action. Then you can just fill your data, and we will reach out to you afterwards. Yeah. Okay, can we go back to the presentation, please? this presentation? Sorry, I don't see the slides. Oh, yeah. Okay. In the meantime, while the QR code is coming back, so you can take a picture or a screenshot if you are watching from home, I want to close this panel. First of all, muchas gracias, Jefe Nishiwaka. Muito obrigado. Gracias. Gracias, Claude. Thank you so much for the translation. Thank you so much for sharing the deep wisdom and compassion of your people. Okay, we need to go back to the QR, sorry. Okay, great. And then, of course, thank you to our host, Climate Hub Davos, GreenUp, a very big applause. You know, they're doing an incredible program this week. It's thanks to this alignment of values, you know, that we can really create these meaningful programs during the World Economic Forum week. So thank you so much for this vital platform. Let the happiness we seek be the compass that guides us all to a more compassionate, wiser form of leadership. We look forward to continuing this essential work with all of you. Thank you.
Okay, everyone. Did you love that? Firstly, the video, and secondly, the session so far. So one of the most profound parts of the video I found to be was just when His Holiness said, take a breath in. Let's take a breath in for the count of 4. Hold for the count of 5. And release slowly for the count of 6. This time, as you're releasing or as we go back in, perhaps close your eyes. And let's hold for the count of 5. Did I say hold? I meant breathe in for the count of 5. Hold for the count of 6 if you can. And then release very slowly for the count of 7 if you can. And this final time, take the deepest, slowest breath you can, and I'll count to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now hold for as long as you can. If you can do 7, for the count of 7, that would be wonderful. Just try. And then when you release as slow as you can. Try for the count of 8. And just that simple 3 slow, deep breaths are enough to ground us. So whenever you think you have to spend a long time meditating, or that we don't have the time, or we don't know how to do it, it's really as simple as that. I've been working with His Holiness, thankfully, for nearly 20 years. They asked me they've been teaching me about values, and as you can see, their whole message is about values, not just about loving kindness or peace or the environment, but actually their message is about over 100 different values and virtues, and they're all inside of us. And they led me to write this book, The Values Compass, and then they gave me an endorsement, and they said that values takes us into the hearts, minds, and traditions of culture and people of the world. It demonstrates how interconnected we are and how the divisions that exist between us stem from acting with narrow self-interest rather than concern for the good of our human family. I hope and trust that this book will contribute to making the world a happier place. His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. And they made this my life's work, but I actually think that following our values, and just as we were shown just now by His Holiness on stage, that we have the only reason that as personal leaders we find it difficult to make decisions is because sometimes we're not grounded in our values. And so if there's one thing you take away from today, maybe it's to choose a value for 2026. Maybe it's kindness. Maybe it's joy. And with that, I think we're ready. Great. Okay, it's easy.
Still fiddling with slides, but the good news is that we don't need slides, because in the room we have everybody we need. We have our leadership on stage, and let's just get started. So welcome to the closing of Climate Hub Davos 2026. We have Nicole, our managing director, here on the left. You've seen her a few times, I think, this week. And we have Michaela Reinmann, who is our board president, and myself, who is the former board president, Renee LaPlante. So welcome, and thank you for staying till Friday. I know Friday is like the tired day, right? Everyone is exhausted, including us. But we really want to do a moment of reflection together. So we have a few thoughts prepared, and it's been an intense and exciting week. So I wanted to ask our team representatives, what are the thoughts and feelings you have at the forefront right now, at the end of this week?
Well, maybe I start. I have so many thoughts, and they are not well sorted at the moment, so it's difficult to say something about thoughts. But there is one very dominant feeling that I have, and that's gratefulness. So I'm really incredibly grateful for a fantastic team. We had an incredible team spirit for the whole week, and that's something that makes me very, very grateful. And then there is a second feeling, and that's I'm really humbled. I'm very humbled by the people that were here during this week, incredible leaders, all sorts of leaders, and yeah, that's what I feeling at the moment.
Beautiful, beautiful. How about you, Nicole?
I also have two that at the moment are going through my head. And one is of hope, because I have seen so many wonderful people that are working and are implementing the solutions that we need. So I'm very hopeful, and I just believe it needs connection for us to know from each other what those solutions are, who we can collaborate with, and connection with each other. And that's why it's also so important that we do this, that we have a moment to connect, and also to connect with ourselves, actually, what we really want to do and what we stand for. And the other one is, it sounds strange maybe on the Friday, but I do feel energized and also anxious to get to work somehow with all the different things that happened. I see a lot of potential to do more. There are so many people that approached us to partner up, to connect. So yeah, I'm actually also looking forward to next steps.
Wonderful. I hope the team, don't worry, we can still relax a little bit before we get to work again. Maybe, again, I feel like you, Michaela, I have a lot of thoughts, but I think one feeling I'm certainly feeling right now is pride in what this has become. For any of you who've followed us for years, this was about 4 years ago, Nicole and I and a bunch of local Davos team members from the GreenUp Green Hub actually had a tent on the promenade. And that tent was our test of whether or not this kind of idea for climate and nature representation on the promenade during the during the Davos week would be welcome, actually. And we tested that, and we had visitors that stopped by, and they were excited, and they loved it, and they were like, yeah, what is this? We want to be involved. And it's just grown and flourished since then. So obviously we have upgraded the venue, and don't have to wear warm coats constantly. So from our very humble beginnings, I'm very proud of what this has become. And it is because of the team. This huge team. So thank you to everyone, and you know who you are, who has brought love and life and spirit into this project. So we do want to kind of highlight a couple things. Like, we all had some highlight moments. So what were your highlight moments, Nicole? Do you have one in mind?
Well, I wrote them down because I don't remember so many. For me, I actually wrote down some quotes rather than highlights, because I think you have some highlights. Going beyond sustainability, doing no harm to our planet, we need to go to regeneration, and this is a holistic concept. And there are beautiful examples that were presented here of farms across the globe who are embracing regeneration, or we saw the huge potential of fungi with Paul Stamets and other people. And we need to share these examples, and we all need to learn more and keep sharing. Another quote: "People care for nature, but they don't want to pay for it," which I think is very realistic. But also that we can change the narrative of that. We saw that yesterday evening. And with that, we can actually change and shift the curve of biodiversity, which is also something we saw in the event that we did with Nature Positive. And then last but certainly not least, which connects a lot to what was said before on the stage, leadership is about us and not about me. Leaders bring people together to co-create and implement. We have in mind the people and communities we do it for.
Thank you. Michaela, do you want to highlight something?
Yeah, maybe following up on what you said about nature. Topic-wise, I found the session from the land banking group very interesting with the economy. Now I can't say it anymore, where they integrate nature into the balance sheet. And I think that would be a way forward. Another topic is adaptation economy that we had a focus on Monday. And beside the topics, and this morning we had a session on food, which was also very, very interesting. But I think my highlight overall was that we integrated art in so many different ways. So we had a sculpture, we had visuals, several visuals, we had performance, we had music. And I think that makes it really, it creates another narrative. And that is, for me, the way forward.
I love that. And I want to add on a little bit, which is we had art. And what I noticed here is in terms of like kind of a really well-rounded program, our partners were incredible, bringing kind of solutions, like real tangible solutions forward. Our team was bringing spirit and joy and, sometimes frustration. But just seeing these moments of collaboration that were just ongoing, one after another. For me, it's not one single moment, but it really was nonstop collaboration that I really witnessed with my own eyes and feel like, it's very special about what we do here. Yay! So what are we taking with us and what comes next, ladies?
Is there any way that we can show them? That would be so nice.
I think Thomas is still trying to get us some pictures of the team. We have a beautiful slideshow of the week, actually. In terms of what I'm taking with me, I'm taking a lot of smiles, a lot of really exotic memories of meeting new people and being challenged to really reflect and take deep breaths in both calm but also stressful moments. And I'm going to take some new friendships home with me. What about you?
Beautiful. Me too. But I take a big learning for myself with me, and that is Sani. During the opening, she said, "Perfection is the enemy of the good," and probably many of us tend to want to be perfect and so on. And I learned this week that I just have to trust the process and that things will just, be good in the end. And I think that is the spirit I take home. And I think we have to work on it, but that is what I feel.
What about you, Nicole? You only live down the street, so I hope you're not taking chairs and tables with you.
Well, no, that's what we do with the Green Share project. So that's what we're doing next week. It's never a boring moment here in Davos. I don't know, there are so many takeaways and beautiful moments, but for me, it clicked when somebody told me yesterday, "Are you mapping your impact?" And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm really trying to, but it's hard because people connect, something is happening, but it's very hard to see what comes out of it. We do ask, but it's not always easy to get the answers because collaboration is a process, trust the process. But this person told me, you're having a lot of it. So there is a lot happening because the space exists. And somehow I knew that, you sense that when you walk around and when you interact with everybody, but having somebody say it like that, that was a very positive takeaway, I would have to say.
Amazing. And what's next for us, right? Well, I know for me, I'm going to rest next week as much as possible. And as the partnerships lead and team lead this year, as partnerships people, we will be following up with our partners, making sure that they feel a wrap up, that we get, that they get their videos and photos, that they feel thrilled to have participated in this week and proud as well. And then I think we have hopefully our video coming of other pictures. Go ahead.
Please.
All right. And I was supposed to sing during this segment, so I'm just teasing.
No, we can continue to talk.
There's no music. We were going to just talk over it.
No.
But here you can see now in the background some amazing highlights of what has transpired and we have accomplished as a team over the past week. So any other closing thoughts, ladies?
Well, yeah, you asked what's next. So for me, it's definitely as well sleep first, and a debrief to see what we can do better, what we can change, and little things that we can improve, but also what went well. And I think we have so much footage that I would like to spread and to, bring the conversation into rooms that have not been here, or to people who have not been here, that week, who were not part of the conversation so far, and who should.
Well, as I said, what's really next is that we have a circularity project, making sure that no waste goes to waste. So we reuse a lot of stuff that are in all the hundreds of event spaces across Davos and give it out to the local community. But we also help to change things, look for alternatives like empower people to use Davos water instead of other water. So that's coming up next week. But when you say about what's next for me, and I think GreenUp is a very hands-on grassroots organization, and we're all about positive action. Yes, we can. And what did I write down about the yes, we can? Well, I think we want to ask everybody here and also everybody online to do that with us, I would say. So go through the rich materials that will be soon on our website. All the talks will be on YouTube. Write your own takeaways, I would say, what you can do with those for your organization or also personal lessons. And then we really warmly invite you to make it happen and do it without fear. I fully agree with what you said, Michaela. I think sometimes perfectionism does block us or other things. And I just think we should just do and see what happens. And usually good things come out. And if it doesn't, we learn from it and we try something else. And so I really, really do invite you to do more than you're already doing. We're already doing a lot in our community. I think many people are super engaged, but there is always a little bit more, and connect with others, right? Learn from each other. Don't be in silos. Really do it together and find the synergies. That's what we've also tried to do. We work here. I hope, no, they're not there yet, but you will see later the many, many partners that have actually made this happen. We really believe in this partnership model, that we shouldn't do it alone, that it's actually us giving the stage, the platform for making that happen. yeah, and I would just say, just go for it. Just do it and let us know. Let us know what then happens so that we can measure that impact and that we do know what collaborations came to exist from that.
Maybe to add one more feeling that I would like to spread again and to invite you all, who, especially those who have been here yesterday evening. It was such a joyful celebration of that week, and I think that is also something we can take home. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we have to keep talking so you can see all the photos. But I just want to say a huge thank you again to the partners who made this possible, who were financially contributing, sponsors who helped support us from the early moments. Big, huge thank you to our team, of course, everyone in GreenUp, whether an employee or a volunteer. We really couldn't do this without you. And if someone loved being here this past year and wants to volunteer next year, that is a possibility. You know, this is a largely volunteer-led project. So we're always happy to onboard new people and grow the impact through us, right, through the people. So I think it's exactly. What we'd like to do is call the GreenUp team on stage so we can all give everyone a round of applause. So team, stand up and come on up here, please. Including Thomas and Vadim, our technical wizards. Everybody, please. We want to see you. We love you. Come on out, come on in, fill it in. Show your green. Come on, show us your green. Ladies, go through. Yeah, and we'll take a team photo, I hope. Someone in the audience can do that for us. Please, Anya. Welcome, welcome. Thank you again. And this is not even the half of it, I think, because a lot of people actually had to go home early and only came in the first part. So, Nadia, come on up. Thomas, are you here? Vadim, are you here? Please come. All right. So the people you see here are technical, media, kitchen team who fed us the most incredible plant-based food ever, right? Can we just agree with that? Wow. You're here. We've got partnership managers. We have, who else is here? Tech team, theater team, foyer team, reception team, checking in, thousands of people. Communications. Exactly. Thank you. All right, let's give everybody a warm round of applause. Did anyone in the audience get a photo by chance? Would you mind? It would be so kind of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I promised the team, since Katy Perry couldn't come this morning to congratulate them, I promised I would tell them that they're all fireworks. So thank you for being fireworks with us this week. Thank you, everyone. And we're done. And for those of you who'd like to stay, we are doing an additional meditation teaching. So please feel free to relax for another 30 minutes or so with us.